What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mutt Tips. I am your host, Sean Taylor from the Made Up Theater, and I'm here to give you another segment of our weekly show where I'm going to discuss a concept of improvisational comedy. So if you enjoy the video, like it, share it. Feel free to comment with a question you'd like addressed in the future. Subscribe on YouTube if you are watching through that platform. But other than that, let's get started with our topic for today: dealing with denial. So just to quickly define what a denial is in improv, it is when an improviser makes a choice that essentially rejects or denies the existence of a fellow improviser's choice. So for example, if one improviser came into a scene and said, "Oh, happy birthday, Steve," and the other improviser said, "It's not my birthday," and at that point, it breaks down the reality. The first choice was made, and that's starting to establish what the reality is. It's Steve's birthday, but an improviser rejects that choice, and then essentially you have to start over. It just creates kind of a weird vibe on stage. But since I've described what a denial is, let's just talk about a few instances when you yourself make a denial, and also when you have to deal with denial. So first, let's talk about when we as improvisers make denials ourselves and we're aware of it. You know, I'm an improviser who's been improvising for over a decade now, and I still make denials every so often because improv is fast-paced. Sometimes the scene is moving so fast that your brain can't keep up with it, and sometimes we kind of deny stuff as a way to kind of slow down so our brains can keep up. But still, we don't want to do denials on stage because, again, it's breaking down reality. So if you do happen to make a denial on stage, don't panic. Just try to fix it real quick if you can. So if someone came in and said, "Happy birthday, Steve," and I'm the person who says it's not my birthday, I probably as an improviser will notice that because, you know, I've been doing it for a while. And at that point, just make a quick choice to make it more emotionally based. So at that point, I might be like, "I'm so sorry. It's just, you know, I'm getting so old. I hate birthdays. I just wish I never had a birthday again." So at that point, it gives information about how I'm feeling. You know, I'm turning an age that's making me as a character feel uncomfortable. And then my partner can be like, "Okay, he denied my idea, but he fixed it. So let's get back on track." And at that point, it can become a more memorable scene. So if you notice it, don't worry about it. You know, I play with people too, and they make denials sometimes, and usually they apologize to me off stage and say, "Hey, I'm sorry I denied you." I'm just like, don't sweat it. Let's just move past it. It's not a big deal. Don't take denials personally. But let's move further into this. What do you do to deal with denial from somebody? All right, so if you're the improviser who is giving the first offer, in this example, you're the person out there saying, "Happy birthday, Steve," and your partner responds by saying, "It's not my birthday." And then they don't really immediately fix it or show any interest in fixing it right then and there, and you have to kind of deal with that. And, you know, I'm a big advocate of not breaking down that fourth wall and kind of showing errors on stage and showing that what we're doing on stage is improvised and this is just a big mistake that's happening. I like to make it more a part of just the scene, you know? What you need to do is just try your best to incorporate that denial into your scene, okay? So if someone said it's not my birthday, you know, I treat that as an emotional reaction. Be like, "I can't believe do you know what I just did? I went and got you a cake, okay? I got you a cake and I got you what you've always wanted this year. I got you the iPhone 10, okay? Okay?" You know, at that point, giving an emotional reaction like that might start to kind of center in on maybe the improviser, they react. And maybe they'll kind of fix their mistake because they'll realize, "Oh, maybe I did make a denial." And you know, if they keep denying you, the thing you gotta do is you just gotta kind of still try your best to make them look good, okay? Make their denials more based in the reality of the scene. It can be hard, definitely, but we wanna bring them up to our level. We don't wanna go down to their level and then start denying them back, okay? And, you know, improvisers work differently. Beginning improvisers will deny a lot more because they don't know the art of improvisation well, and they don't fully understand how denials can really ruin scenes. So we just need to work with them. If somebody denies you and maybe they're a little bit, you know, less experienced than you, just help them out. Bring them back into the reality of the scene if you can. Just try your best. Start making bold choices, and maybe, in my opinion, be the leader of the scene and make them follow you for a bit so they can get on the same page with you. So if someone denies you, sometimes we can shut down a little bit, as a way to, that's Bart going by right now, but I've been talking a while, so I'm not editing this. We can sometimes have the tendency to just kind of shut down a little bit when someone denies us. And we have to go beyond that. Rather than shut down, we're on stage, we're doing a show. Don't shut down. Try to bring that improviser up to your level and make them look good. Start making the bold choices. And if they keep denying, it can become an issue, of course. The group director can address it as well, or the teacher in that environment. They generally will do that. But in the heat of the moment, just do your best to be the best damn improviser you can be and go beyond that denial. Make it work if you can. Try your best. It's hard, but we can try. And if your partners see that and the teacher sees that, they admire you for trying your hardest. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's episode of Mutt Tips. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, like the video, share, do all that stuff I mentioned at the beginning of the video. It really helps and it motivates me to come out here and do these videos. I love doing them. Also, if you have a question that you would like addressed in a future video, again, comment, or you can just send us an email at info@madeuptheater.com. And hey, this is again a Made Up Theater project, so go to madeuptheater.com, check out our classes and our shows. And again, we're in Fremont, California, so it's a lot of fun. Check it out. We're coming on 7 years in business. That's amazing. I think it's 7. It might be 6. It might be 8. I think it's 7 though. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you next week for another episode of Mutt Tips, baby. Thank you so much and happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the holidays. Bye, everybody. Boom!